Okay, in the most holy of names, which is Allah, who is indeed the beneficent, the most merciful, the sole master of this day of judgment in which we have entered, we thank him for his divine intervention in the affairs of many nations over a protracted period of time. But we are most concerned today with his divine intervention, bless you, in our affairs, by coming among us as he has always intervened into the affairs of others through a person or from behind a veil, but he has always inspired someone from amongst the people whom he is desirous of reaching. We thank him for coming to us in the divine holy person of a man named Master Keynote Muhammad. We could never thank him enough, and to try to plumb the depths of the importance of his coming and who he is a very difficult task for me to try to unpack in the short period of time that we have. It is a conversation that has to take place over weeks and months and years.
Yes, sir.
And you didn't come packed for that or prepared for such. So I will advise you to do research when you leave so that you can try and line your mind up with some of us who speak from this rostrum, how we sound so excited about what we have been blessed to come into. It's only when you go behind the veil and do a little research yourself, you'll get a chance to see why we're so excited, why we're so happy, why we're so appreciative for what has happened in our lives. We can never thank that mighty one for his coming. And sifting amongst the wreckage of our community, after being in the hands of pure hatred for centuries, pure unadulterated hatred, and the victims of crimes that are so heinous that you wouldn't want to hear the fullness of what happened to us. Because if the true truth was told about our experiences on some of these plantations in the Caribbean and in America, and what we suffered under colonialism in Africa, as the Honorable Louis Farrakhan has taught us, the truth of our experience would cause a brass monkey to actually shed tears. So some of the information, our hearts are not made to countenance or really hear such. So God protects us, Allah protects us by allowing some of this history to be lost, if you will. Because when it is revealed, we know there is nothing of indecency that we were not subjected to. Nothing. Nothing. Decency was off the table when we were in the hands of Europeans.
Come on.
So we thank Allah for his merciful intervention in our affairs, and for coming among us and raising one who would love us enough that he would not abandon his responsibility, abandon his mission, even though things would get very tough, would become very hard. However, the only way he would be able to maintain the work that was, or the mission that was given to him, is he had to be made in the image and in the likeness and in the spirit of the God who raised him. He had to be made all up into the one who came to resurrect us all. So by the time his teacher left, he left a replica of himself, only lacking the power that he exercised as the teacher. But he promised the power to his student, to his servant, if he maintained the responsibility that was given to him. And this is why when you read in the scripture about a man named Jesus, he was faithful to his father spiritually, and he was very obedient, but he didn't have the power to put to flight or to put his enemies to flight. So even when he asked these disciples, who do they say I am? And his chief disciple answered, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. He told his chief disciple, Peter, to be quiet with that, because flesh and blood did not reveal that unto you. That was the God who's feeding me has fed that to you. Come on. But I don't want you to popularize that or preach that right about now, because I don't have the authority and the power to back up that title. Come on. It's a futuristic type of you know, this is a prophecy that I will fulfill, but I have to finish this particular course, you know, powerless, if you will, and solely and completely dependent upon the one who will give me the authority and the power. Yes? So I have to grow into this, but I must show forth and demonstrate complete trust in my Father, or in a mighty being. Think about what I'm saying. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, before you can receive your inheritance, you have to show the one who's going to bequeath the inheritance to you that you can handle what you're about to inherit. Good teaching, brother. If you're a junkie and your father and your mother have achieved tremendous wealth, then they're not going to hand over their hard-earned wealth to a junkie. So you have to go to rehab, you have to clean up, and you have to show that you have gotten past, you know, this world, if you will, and this inclinations, exercising mastery over you. Sir. You have to show that you have mastered these distractions in life. Right. My ears are blocked, so I can hardly, my balance is off. So I'm going to struggle through it. Come on. You know, when your ears are blocked, my ears are totally blocked. I was listening to some loud music last night. But anyway, everybody all right? Yes, sir. I knew that would get you going. But look, Jesus had to show forth his worthiness to inherit the power that God wanted to give. Yes, sir. That's right. So therefore he was deprived the power until he showed and demonstrated that he was totally reliant on the powerful one. Listen. Which qualified him to receive the power, so that when he gets the power, he would always remember where it came from. Beautiful. And that is not his. That's right. Yes, it's an inheritance for the empowerment of the righteous. Yes. So we thank Allah for his wise choice of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who exercised perfect obedience to his teacher and now has grown into becoming a powerful being in and of himself. God Almighty, when he chooses this man to be Christ and puts all power at his disposal, then he is reproducing himself. Come on. Listen. Think about what I'm saying. The scripture says that he put all power at the feet of this one called Christ, or at his disposal, apart from the power of himself. That means this man Christ becomes his second self, becomes the executor of his will. That's a massive responsibility. So that means God has reproduced a God. If he can put not some, it says all. And that means there's only one God, but there's two.
Come on. Listen. Listen good. Listen up good.
It's a bit much to say all of that.
Truth is true.
Yeah, it's probably a bit much.
Truth is true.
Because it takes a lot of thinking, you know, because we never associate God with a partner.
That's right.
Allah has no partners.
That's right.
However, he does have perfect vessels that his power can manifest through without interference.
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir.
And if we can enjoy, you know, a perfect relationship with Allah God, this one Jesus went out in front. Why are you talking about Jesus and you're a Muslim? Why aren't you talking about Muhammad? Because Muhammad ibn Abdullah, he projected our thinking towards a time of trouble, which we're in now, and made it clear to us that the one who would appear at the end of Satan's world would be a man called Jesus al-Masih, Jesus the Messiah. We believe we're in that time. We shouldn't be focusing on just the one who has been. We should be looking forward to where the relief aid is coming from. The aid, the relief is coming from Jesus the Messiah. And it's important that Christians know that we believe in Jesus the Messiah as Muslims.
100%.
Very important.
Yes, sir.
So in all the churches around the world today, Jesus is not your exclusive prophet or Christ or messenger or Messiah. We believe in him too. And we've thrown our hat in the ring as being those who are worthy of his regard.
Yes. Yes.
We really have. We believe just like you say. You know, you say, have you been saved? We can say the same thing to you. Have you been saved? Because we believe we know the man who you talk a lot about. You following me? A lot of people talk a lot about people they've never met. Huh? And sometimes people talk about people they've never met in such a way as if they grew up with them.
That's right. That's right.
Huh?
Yes.
They study them.
Yes.
And a careful study of anybody can make you think you know them. Huh?
Yes, sir.
But it might be, you know, just belief, because if that person walks in a room, they're not going to go up to you because they don't know you.
Come on.
So it's not about who you think you know.
That's right.
It's about who actually knows you. Because Jesus knows his flock.
That's right.
Huh?
Yes.
He knows those who are his true followers. That's why the scripture says when the false ones come to him on his return, he would say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity, I know you not. So he knows the righteous.
Yes.
Huh? And the righteous know him in a hint, in a sign.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but we believe in the Nation of Islam. We know this man.
Come on.
We don't believe that the preachers of the world have a greater knowledge of him than us. No. We actually believe the man who has inspired us all is actually the true Pope. He's the real vicar of Christ. Huh? And if you look at and just study the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, we're all unworthy even of his name. Because sometimes you can think you're worthy of his name, but if you really understand who the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is, you'll get scared. Because he is no ordinary man. He has been used as a vessel by God himself
Yes, sir.
To educate the world in regards to the reality of God.
Yes, sir.
And also to educate the world in regards to the time in which we are in, which is the time of the judgment of Allah.
Yes.
So we thank Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We thank Allah for the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who really is the last voice that we will hear prior to Allah God taking back his earth and allowing those who please him to live wherever he chooses and to govern it according to his laws, rules, regulations, policies, procedures, protocols, and set up a divine kingdom. So I thank you. Could never thank you enough for being here. And I thank the Honorable Louis Farrakhan for trusting us to share a few words with those who would listen. I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. And all is well. Have you had a good morning?
Yes, sir.
So far, so good. Well, we're going to speak very quickly about the importance of owning some land and the importance of really justifying our existence, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we weren't blessed to be alive, or if we were very young when he was doing his work among us. And we are so grateful that Allah has blessed us with an extension of his divine servant. This extension has given us an opportunity to really make something very good of the life that we have been given. You know, when you go to funerals and you experience the transition or the procedure, may I say, by which we dispose of the bodies of our loved ones. Because a funeral really is a procedure by which we dispose of the body of our loved ones. And sometimes the more we love is the more elaborate the procedure is. Yeah? Not that the person being buried necessarily is more important than another person whose body may have just been laid in the ground without any pomp or ceremony, you know. But regarding those who have been given the responsibility of disposing the body according to their means, they can perform a service accordingly. But we do know on the day of every funeral that our loved one is not in the room. The remains of our loved one is in a casket generally, and we show forth our regard for such a person. And sometimes when we grieve beyond that which is proper, we're actually not giving thanks to God or really showing true respect for the deceased. Because if the deceased has spent their entire life emptying themselves, okay, of what they have learned and exemplifying the characteristics to the best of their ability of the principles of what they have been blessed to learn, then it's really an act of ingratitude to want the person to stay around forever, knowing that they may be ailing, their body may be ailing, their minds may be retarded. You're following me? Going into dementia and other things. So if God takes that servant before they're totally incapable of helping themselves, why are you angry with that? What do you want to do? Go to a care home? Is that thing in your eyes? The sun? Is you all right? because you can close the blinds. But it's an act of ingratitude to not be at grandma's, funeral when grandma was frail in her 80s and 90s. Grandpa was frail in his 80s and 90s, needed full care around the clock. Why would you want the person to stay around a lot longer?
Think about this.
Unless you have the ability to reverse the process of decay. And if you don't have that power, you don't have that skill, can you check your emotions for 5 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Can you do that? Or are you going to label someone unemotional and uncaring if they try to acquaint you with reality?
Come on, Minister.
You following me?
Go ahead.
Everything you eat that nurtures your body was once alive, and its life was sacrificed for our life. Even the spinach that we like, it's a living organism, if you will. Huh? The fish didn't want to die that you're going to eat later.
Come on.
Everybody all right?
Talk to.
You think it just sacrificed its life on a cross?
No, sir.
It wanted to get back to its family.
Yes.
And here comes a net.
Yeah. Took it away.
And that was the end of that. You ain't going back home. I remember a ladybird flew on my car and I was driving. And I looked at it like half a mile later and said, you're not going back home ever.
To the Father.
It is sad. Little ladybird.
Imagine this.
Went for a ride.
Couldn't find a way home.
Got carried away.
No Google Maps for you. No Waze.
Oh, boy.
You got to find now a new family. You following me?
Come on. Good team.
But I was conscious enough to know that I had displaced a member of a species or some kind of family. Yes? We're displaced.
That's right.
But that's the consequence of flying onto someone's car, right? Yeah?
Good teaching, brother.
It's a small thing, but when you magnify it, you have to appreciate our life is sustained through the constant sacrifice of other lesser lives.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother. We follow.
Because the fish's life is less than our life.
We follow you. Go ahead.
Yes? The chicken's life is less than our life. So when we fancy chicken, the chicken got to go.
Just like that.
You don't think about it. Most people who eat, fish and meat and chicken, these type of things, they are incapable of actually taking the life of what they eat.
It's true. It's true.
But they will eat it.
It's true.
If you gave your babies a chicken that was alive and a machete,
They would.
and say, you want to eat, son? You got to kill what you eat.
They would.
They wouldn't. They can pick an apple off of a tree. That's painless.
Yes.
They can pick fruit off of a tree. That's painless. But to take a life of that which moves, if you will,
Yes, sir. Yes.
has eyes like yours, you with me, is of a similar nature to you, but lesser. It's a bit more difficult to do. This is why when we are detached from the source of all life, we are imbalanced. Because when you grow up on a farm, then you see the process of life and death daily. It's a daily occurrence, weekly occurrence, monthly occurrence. Something is always dying and something is always being birthed. Yes? And the more complex your farm is, the more life skills you will have.
Come on.
The appreciation for life will be much higher than somebody living in the concrete jungle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Your fear level will be lessened.
That's right.
You won't run from mice.
No.
If you grew up on a farm,
That's right.
you'd have grown up with these things.
That's right. Right.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Run from spiders, you'd have grown up with these things. You don't swat bees, you would have seen the value of bees. Huh?
Yeah. That's right. Good teaching.
But these young little children, they running, every little creeping, crawling thing.
It's true.
To empty out this room, if we brought a couple of mice in here, how long would it take to empty this room?
Second.
Some of you will be on the chair, right? I remember I had a tenant once and they called me, Mr. Muhammad, we got mice in this flat. Well, put your rubbish out, then they will go. I didn't respond like that, but that's what I should have said. But it was my responsibility to move the mice. So anyway, I called Rent-A-Kill, whoever, and they had an appointment to go round 48 hours later. Then the tenant called me up on the morning. Oh, Mr. Muhammad, no need to send, the pest control people out. Why is that? Because we caught them and released them back into the wild.
That's what they do. There you go.
I was like, wow, this is the first time I've ever heard that.
Release them back into the wild.
Seriously, they were Japanese.
Japanese.
But remember, Rent-A-Kill was coming to kill. These people were humanitarian. They saw the life of the mouse as sacred. So they didn't get the slipper out. They got some kind of box or whatever.
Yes.
Then went to the park and released it.
Yes,
you ain't doing that. Are you?
No, sir.
But that shows a level of humanity that we have yet to grow into to some degree. Yes? So, in just segueing into the presentation, because I could go for the next hour and don't get to it. But in just segueing, as you can see when we straighten him out, is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us an economic blueprint. And as we discussed last week, he compelled us to have an appreciation to do something for ourselves or suffer the consequences of our inactivity. Yes? Because inactivity is that which will cause us to have nothing to bequeath to our children. Yeah? Inactivity is a form of idleness. A state of being ineffective. And we can't afford to be ineffective, can we? So he, in a nutshell, taught us to pool our resources and purchase farmland. Or the purchasing of farmland is an act of faith and obedience. Think about that. If we don't have it, we're not faithful. If we don't have it, we're not obedient to divine commands. So the purchase of land doesn't mean we need to know how to farm. Even though that sounds a bit backward, but you don't need to know how to farm if you have the ability to purchase the farm and have workers on the farm. Do you understand? Let me run that by you again. Because many of us are afraid when somebody says, oh, we need to get involved in farming. We need to buy a farm. And you look at all of this land and you say, man, that's a lot of work. Don't you?
That's right.
Come on.
Yes, yes.
You see people on YouTube in these big trucks and it seems and looks very labor intensive.
Yes, sir.
Right? And many of us have a genetic disposition towards farming because we know our ancestors farmed for the enemy for centuries.
That's right.
So there's a gene in us that don't want to repeat that kind of labor.
I agree.
We want to do something else.
I agree.
Yeah?
I agree. Yes, sir.
We want to rob the Louvre. No. But we want to do something else. And even when you think about it, some people they like pharmaceutical products. some call it drugs. But when you think about when people sell drugs, yes?
Yes, sir. Green.
Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Back in the day, when black people sold drugs, they actually had a farm. And they cultivated that in the Caribbean.
True.
That's right, bro. That's right.
Before them, the Indians in India.
True.
That's why you call it ganja.
That's right.
That's right.
The river Ganges is in India.
Come on. Wake up.
So there was a relationship between the Indians and the blacks from Africa in the Caribbean. Because they were there before we got there. You do know that, right?
That's right.
But the enemy tried to enslave them. But they just were not strong enough to take the harsh treatment.
Yes.
So when they got us down there, we gave them a nickname, as we're always naming people. So we called our Indian brothers coolies, because they used to bring the water to us when we were hot and under pressure. Yes? They would cool us down. But when you look at farming something to smoke,
Come on.
then it doesn't make sense unless you're first farming something to eat.
Come on, Minister.
Eating something it precedes smoking something.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Because even after you smoke, you get the munchies and you need something to eat,
So
right?
they say.
Can I get a witness?
So they say.
I got to get through this. I got to get through it. So therefore, we're used to having people own the land and us buying the produce.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So therefore, rather than just buy the produce of green, that's going to cause us to be intoxicated, we now need to own farms where we can control the food.
Yes, sir.
Somebody else cultivated that which many smoke. Somebody else is currently cultivating all of the vegetables that we need to eat.
That's right.
Yeah?
Yes.
So if you look at in America, for instance, they say the greatest owner of farms is Bill Gates.
Yes, sir.
Nobody owns more farms than Mr. Gates in America. Yeah? Well, they own more farms and they offer timber and other things. But by way of food, it's Mr. Gates at a staggering 242,000 acres across multiple states. That's a big farmer, no? But when you look at who's commonly known, in your search engines as the greatest farmer on planet Earth, it's the King of England. Yeah? The royal family of England with a staggering 6.6 billion acres. It's a lot of land, isn't it? But that's what makes them the real power on planet Earth.
Come on.
It's because they control most of God's earth. You with me? So that puts them in the crosshairs of the God of today.
Yes, sir.
Because he has come to reclaim that which rightfully belongs to him, that he let out. He leased it to the wicked for a period of 6,000 years. But that lease has now expired. So like any landlord, who is displeased with their tenant, after they have given the tenant the right to leave peacefully, then they send in at a certain date the bailiffs. Yes, whose job it is to remove you forcefully.
Yes.
Yes? What you see with the weather around the world is God using the forces of nature forcefully to remove those who are deeply embedded. And many of us as poor people, end up becoming collateral damage. But the real movement that you see taking place wherever you see natural disasters and major disasters is an enemy who has embedded themselves and who are generally speaking, the greatest beneficiaries of the land. Almighty God Allah intends to somewhat displace those concerned and give the land to those who will do a much better job in keeping it and allowing its produce to reach the most vulnerable of the population.
Yes, sir.
So bear in mind, when you're being called to purchase farmland, it doesn't mean you have to get your wellies out. It doesn't mean you have to physically farm. If there is somebody on the farm already who is producing for that farm, then your job is to negotiate a fee with those concerned for them to continue to do what they love.
Yes, sir.
Yes? Because as I said, the royal family here in the UK, they don't get the boots out, apart from just having a walk to see how things are going. Yeah? And they have land all over the world. Yes? And just lastly, on that note, the Catholic Church is listed as owning 177 million acres globally. It's a lot of land, isn't it? When have you ever seen the Catholic Church set up, what do they call these farm distribution centers? What do they call them? Every weekend you go to them, some of you. Farmers markets. How many of those have you seen headed by the Catholic Church? You haven't, but most of the food that come from many of these farms, the farms are leased from the royal family here in the UK, the Catholic Church, and in America, it would be Bill Gates. All right? So the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan encourages us to take our mouths out of the enemy's kitchen, right? But before we get to that, we have to become the embodiment of faith in action. Because you're just not going to go into your pocket and just go and buy some land. You need to know the value of having it and the consequences of not having it. And the consequences of us not controlling the food chain are all of these new ailments that we're now suffering with. You look at the prostate issue with men. Like, our fathers knew nothing about that. My father's 94 and don't know nothing about no prostate test. You with me?
Yes, sir.
And an active 94. Because them men have a lifestyle that they don't shift from.
That's right.
When you hear the old saying, don't eat out a road, he don't eat out a road, period.
Come on.
If it's not my mum cooking his food, he cooks it himself, or a member of his family will come to the house and cook it. But he's more than capable of cooking his own food. But he ain't like us. Do you understand?
That's right.
Out a road, sampling every cuisine that we can find. Are you with me? People cooking our food are going out, having a cigarette, then washing their hands surfacely, not even getting the... You understand? And they're back in the food. Yeah? That's a merchant of death who has learned a skill, who has no hygienic qualifications. And even these so-called waiters, when they come into your table and got their hand all in your food, you got to be careful. That's why you can't go to nasty little cheap places. Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
They say expensive places are any better, but they are mindful. Even when you go for your coffee and your tea, you always got to ask them to bring some lemon and put that around the edge of a cup that 1,000 persons have drank out of. Yes? Or when you go to these places, bring your own cup. Yes? Or use the paper cups that they have.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Come on.
So we must become the embodiment of faith in action. Because it's going to need faith to do for self when you're so reliant. Let me move quickly. So prayer, work, and unity are the 3 pillars of progress. So we must teach our young people to love the soil and honor our divine creation. You know, young people can be reared in an environment where it becomes a treat to have access to soil. Because they can leave home from an apartment, walk to school, or go on a bus or jump in a car and actually never walk on or walk directly on the land. Unless there's some kind of activity. You with me? Very few people have gardens in our community. Yes. Most of us are just sandwiched together in these kind of environments. Yes, we may see trees, but how frequently do we touch it? We may see grass, how frequently does our feet connect with it? So if we're not grounding ourselves with that which we have sprung from and that which we will return to, then there's going to be a conflict between us and the true environment. We live in the false environment. Yes. Our commitment is to the false environment. And very seldomly do we, as a treat, go to the park and have a run. But when you look at Caucasian people generally, they have all these houses by all these commons and all of these parks. We didn't see the value of places like Brixton back in the day. When I drive through Brixton, I look at all of these homes that were cheap as chips back in the day when there was riots. And all, these houses backed onto the park. And some of these houses have always been owned by Caucasian families. During the rough, during the smooth time, but mainly the rough, they were embedded in the best houses in these areas. And when they were not, and we had these homes, we didn't have the resources to make them what they should have been. Because we had the big families, so we did have some major homes in Notting Hill, some major homes in Ladbroke Grove, some major homes in Clapham, major homes in Brixton. But we wanted to, go up to the countryside, we say, because we wanted to get away from the inner city violence, it would seem. Our parents didn't want their children mixing with other children who they saw as bad breed. Yes? You've heard that word. Little bad breed children, your parents used to say, right? Come on, family. Yes. Yeah, so let me jump off of that. So when you drive now through Brixton, drive through Clapham, drive through Battersea, you see homes that we once owned or once rented. Yeah? And then, you can see now the parks being fully utilized. Now we're no longer around. It's not nice, is it? So we have to teach our youth to love the soil and honor their divine creation. Love the soil. But they play with toys more than they play with nature. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
We acclimate them to plastic and unnatural material as opposed to teaching them something in the garden, how to plant a seed, how to nurture it. Yes, we don't do these things anymore as much as we used to. But remember, the earth is the Lord's, right? And the fullness thereof. And down in Westminster, there is a House of Lords, right? Yeah. The current rulers have no problem in putting themselves in posts and wearing titles that belong to God Almighty. They have no problem with it. They unashamedly will tell you and exercise power and authority over us as a God. Because when you're Lord, you're a nourisher, you're a sustainer, you're an evolver of a thing until it reaches its perfection. And if perfection to them is totally impotent and non-threatening to them, then they're not trying to make us in the image and likeness of God. They're trying to make us into the image and likeness of a slave. Because a slave, look, a slave is a totally dependent person. You can dress up that name however you want to dress it up, but basically, a slave is someone who is dependent. Dependent. I was talking to a brother this morning and I was saying to him, man, I know I don't have long in this country like this because the laws are pushing me out. I like to drive. You can't tell me that you're going to reduce the speed limit to 10 miles an hour. I'm on a major road at night. I'm on Park Lane and you're telling me 20 miles an hour. I used to drive from my house in Camberwell to Edgware Road in 12 minutes. No one ain't dead. Me never kill nobody. You with me?
Come on.
Never killed anybody. Never had an accident like that. Never knocked down anybody. And now it's going to take me the best part of an hour? No, that don't make no sense. I can't subjugate myself to that. So I don't see standing behind this rostrum as my life's, no, it's not. It doesn't work like that. There's people everywhere who are in need of this great teaching. Yes? And no?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And we can get a better place than this for what we pay for it in different parts of the world. Whole heap of vacancies now in the Caribbean. Whole heap of vacancies. Everybody all right? Whole heap of vacancies. Whole heap of vacancies for teaching of people, for teachers who remove people from being slaves, who removes people's mind from thinking about heaven after they die, where they're living in paradise. That land is paradise. That location geographically is paradise. If we went through what we went through in the Caribbean anywhere else on the planet, we wouldn't have survived. It's the quality of the sun, the quality of the water from the minerals, the quality of the vegetation, the quality of the herbs. That's what saved our lives. It's a garden of healing. You can call it Eden, but it's a garden of healing. And it healed us. Springs that repaired our torn up bodies. You just call it Dunn's River nowadays. No, that was a healing spa. And the enemy owns all of it now. Well, did own it. Until Allah pressed the reset button. You following me? Yeah. And you look on, but anyway, we're not going to go into that. We're going to go into this, yeah? So if we look then at farming being the first command of man to dress and keep the garden, this is more relevant today than it has ever been. Sorry for not changing the slides. Are you changing them? You want to see? Too noisy. Okay. So work is sacred. It's a holy it's holy, or sacred means holy connected to God. So when something's holy, it doesn't mean it is just self-righteous. It means that it is, or when something's sacred, it means it's holy, but to be holy, you have to be connected to the source of holiness. You have to be connected to God, right? And productivity is the fruit of divine worship and obedience. But productivity and being a producer is so important. I was listening to some music the other day, And the lady had a great voice, but the producer, the one who arranged all of the music, was the quintessential person. Other than that, stay a cappella. But most of the music you like, you would never have bought it if it was just a cappella. It was that arrangement of sound, yes, that compelled your whole being to drink in the words that were being said. Yes? So to produce is to make or manufacture from raw materials. The raw material is the raw voice. And from that raw voice, you can have hits that can go all around the planet. Yes? So therefore, we have to take the raw earth and we have to produce something that is useful to us. Yeah? And again, people are doing it all around us already. So the challenge really is, can you do for yourself? And it doesn't mean you need to physically do it, but you have to control both ends. Yes? You have to own the farm and then control who works on it and ensure that they can deliver to you the produce that you bought the farm for in the first instance. Yeah? Yes. So again, work is sacred. Yes? Work itself. Most of what we do, we can't really call it work. It's just hard labor. You go and you give someone your labor, but it's not work. Because it's not bringing back a product for you and I that we can bequeath to our loved ones. You work for these companies for 10, 20 years. You don't even own a share. They don't even offer you shares. I was in Superdrug the other day and said to the girls in there, making so much trouble in truth. I said to the girls, you know, do you get a bonus at the end of the year? They said no. I said, how many days are you here? 5 days a week. From inception to closing. I said the owners need to give you a share of the profits. In the city, when you're a lawyer, you know, and you're a equity partner, they give you a slice of what the company makes. Yes? Come on, everybody. The big bankers, they go out and encourage people to take out loans and investments. They get a slice of the overall income of the institution. Is called a bonus. But someone in Superdrug can't get no bonus. Someone in Starbucks don't get no bonus. They're the ones, they're the happy face. Is it too hot in here? You sure? The rest are not anemic. Let's have those who ain't anemic answer the question. Is it too hot?
No, sir.
Okay. Because anemic people are always cold. But look, it's true. So you can't gauge temperature. But anyway. Let me just finish my point. Bonus. And it was only when the young girl started to think about it that in truth, the owners are sitting somewhere or doing something, but I am the one, I'm the face. Yeah. I'm the person who convince people and show people where what they want is. But the owners don't see any value in those who are on the shop floor. Are you hearing me?
Go ahead, Minister.
Yes, sir.
But every employee should receive shares in what they are helping to build.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
They should. Yeah? Of course it's right. So if we blend faith and work, the benefit will equal true freedom. Yeah? So Allah encourages work in the Holy Quran, the 62nd chapter, the 10th verse, by saying to us, and when the prayer is ended, disperse in the land and seek of Allah's bounty, of Allah's grace. So don't have a nice prayer and then go to the coffee shop, go and have a shisha. You understand? Huh? leave the prayer and go out with a conquering spirit. Seek Allah's bounty. Go and get something. So the practical application, how can faith inspire practical work in our community? So if we're faithful, how can we use our faith to move our community forward? Yeah, because that's the question. After you know what you should be doing, how can you use your knowledge to benefit others? The Honorable Louis Farrakhan encouraged us to take a look at land deeper and deeply. Yeah, as opposed to just hearing a lecture. He spent time researching information to get movement from us after he delivers compelling information. Yes, the compelling lecture is designed to bring about movement, activity. No? So in order for us to enjoy true freedom, because that's the reason, that's the basis of encouraging your people through divine revelation. Yes, it's to ensure that the least of your people are free. Freedom. Not having a license, but freedom. Freedom is not doing whatever you want, when you want to do it, how you want to do it.
No, sir.
That's irresponsibility. It's not freedom.
Make it clear.
The Honorable Louis Farrakhan has made it clear to us, he who owns land owns a foundation for nationhood. He or she who owns land, as land is the base of all the food we eat. The vast majority of the places where we're sheltered comes from the land, right? And land ownership is the basis of all power. And again, a practical way of applying such is to ask the question, what step can we take towards land ownership? And why is this question more relevant than ever before? Yes? So let's have a UK snapshot of who owns the food and the land. Food insecurity affects approximately, did you know this, 14% of UK households? That's a big number in a so-called first world country. Only 1% of UK farmers are black. That is a tiny number. That means we're totally dependent on others to feed, clothe and shelter. I remember there used to be campaigns, and some of our Pan-Africanist brothers used to like to boycott Indian-owned shops. Oh, they don't respect us. Are you really like, can you really like? That's like flexing. You know you ain't got nothing, but you got a big mouth. So how are you going to tell the person who might have had ulterior motives, but at least they set up a shop in your community? At least they gave you the planting. Yes? Without them, you would have no planting. And you know you love your planting, right?
Go ahead, Minister.
Because look, if we own 1% of farms, how many butchers do we own? How many fisheries do we own? How many fruit and veg stores do we own? So if we're not interested in fruit and veg as a product that can afford us the lifestyle that we want because we watch too much TV and scroll too much on social media, then the lifestyle of Lamborghinis and G-Wagons and nice apartments is not going to come through fruit and veg. So there's a disinclination towards fruit and veg if you're a scroller. It's real talk. Because when you're scrolling, you will come up against things that are shiny objects that you're going to want because in your mind, which is correct, under the right circumstances, you do deserve. But you only deserve it if you're willing to work for it, plan for it, visualize it, execute on it. Other than that, and I'll tell you, there is no poor person who desires what God desires, or no person is poor who desires for themselves what God wants them to have. God wants you to have food, clothing, and shelter. So if you move towards securing decent shelter that is decent will increase in value. A decent home means an intelligent person has structured it a particular way or constructed it a particular way. So therefore it's going to be valuable. Decent home. Because the righteous don't live in any old place. You might have any old place, but you're going to reconstruct it to suit your desires. Yes? And the wishes of your God. So look, 1% of us own or are farmers. And black households or ownership is roughly 24% compared to 65% nationally. Meaning, like, our home ownership is on the decline for the vast majority of our people. And there's a small group who are continuing to buy homes at this time. And many of those who are buying homes, you know, we're not coming together. We're amalgamating with different nationalities and cultures in order to get on the housing ladder. So many of your children are going to university and they're meeting, you know, James and Duncan are, you know, getting together and buying property. Do you understand? You'll find out this Christmas. Anyway, so look, these facts make the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan's message even more urgent than ever before. So let's look at the cost of dependency, because dependency is expensive. Yeah, that's not on the local high street. That's, you know, a very high-end store in a very exclusive neighborhood, the shop called Dependency. Yeah, could you pay a heavy price to shop in Dependency? Yeah? So, dependency in a couple of words can be defined as perpetual weakness. Dependency. Yeah, this is the sweet part of the talk. Yeah? Dependency equals what? Perpetual weakness. Now, anybody who's in a state of perpetual weakness is an involuntary or voluntary slave. Yes? Honourable Louis Farrakhan has taught us that no people can be free with their mouth in the kitchen of another. So we start with our mouths, or he started with our mouths. Then there must be an addition where we must get our entire heads out of the enemy's schools and religious institutions. You can't leave those standing. So sometimes when there's a natural disaster, when you see the church knocked down, people say, oh, the church. The church. So why didn't God spare the church?
Good question.
He has the ability, don't he? And what's so funny is when natural disasters are occurring, there's a whole group of bean soup eaters who believe that the enemy has this special harp. He has this special piece of equipment that he's causing all of these weather patterns. Well, even if he did, if God allows him to use his instrument, it's still Allah behind it. But the enemy's just working for the God. So don't get confused. The enemy's got an arsenal of major weapons, of nuclear weapons. Allah don't mind him having them. And he will allow them to use them against his enemies. Not the enemy's enemies, Allah's enemies. Because Allah's enemies is both of them. So he'll put them both to fight and kill each other using weapons that they use their hard-earned slave money to build. Does that make sense? So it serves his pleasure and his ultimate vision. You there driving yourself mad, but the God ain't driving himself mad. He's the perfect orchestrator. So don't be silly and entertain these conversations without context. It's a context. Let him have his harp if he has one. And most of the people who's talking this kind of talk, they go on like they're in the harp room. You're talking about this in a barber shop, brother. You're a barber. You ain't in no high science room where these kind of conversations are taking place. You're not going down in no deep tunnels down in the ground and have access to this high level of masonry discussion. You just are thinking and trying to figure it out whilst you're cutting hair. But you say it with so much passion as if you know somebody who's in that room. You don't know nobody's in that room. Sometimes you need to shut the hell up. Because you're just messing up people's head and making the people think that the enemy's got more power than they really have. Of course he's got some juice. We'll give it to you. You are juicy.
Come on.
But we're not going to get carried away with your juiciness. We know somebody else. Like, we know there's a force out there that makes your power look like children playing in a nursery. You're so much of nothing to the God that he won't even deal with you himself. He'll raise up one of the ex-slaves to put you to flight. Like, come on. What are you getting scared for? People talk so much rubbish. The brother's saying to me, like, look, man, like, if you're going to leave England at some point, like, don't you need rental income coming from the UK? And I'm like, dude, like, you have to find your way.
Come on.
You got to have a nut transplant every now and then.
Come on, minister.
You got to prove to yourself, man, that you actually got some nuts. That you can go somewhere and you can make something out of nothing. Like, that's a trial to you. That's a challenge to you.
Yes, sir.
I was in the gym with this brother, like, great brother. And he was a little fatty back in the day. In 1 year, he was a fatty. You with me? But he dedicated himself to muscles and weights. That man came in the changing room. Pow. I mean, he had like new shoulders, new arms, and a train track as a stomach. That was like a train track. I'm like, where's the train, bro? Is that where? I mean, he was a fatty. He got my attention. Because I do stuff, but he weren't capable. He was a bike kind of guy. Girl machine kind of guy. You understand? Oh my God. You understand? And the men behind the back there, we benching. You know what I mean? Man trying to help. He saying, "That's my bar, mine. Leave it, leave it, leave it." You know how we do. He weren't in that crowd.
Come on.
But when someone's making progress, and particularly when somebody's well educated, they know how to study how to get the body right. And he ain't watching videos, he's reading books. The big difference.
Yes, sir.
And then, man, they have the money for a trainer 5 days a week.
There you go. That's right.
You don't have 5 days a week train at £200 an hour money.
No, sir.
Or do you?
No, sir.
Okay, you don't. So therefore,
if you do, that man's also going to tell you, that trainer, what foods to eat.
There you go.
And if you want to build muscle, you can't eat a lot of sugar, because the sugar will eat away the muscle. Everybody all right? And you wonder why you ain't getting no muscles and you're pushing some heavy weights, because you like biscuits too much. And it's counterproductive. So anyway. Let me finish my point.
Go ahead, brother.
So you have to, so I was training with him yesterday. And as I'm training with him, knowing he was a little fatty, I have to respect, you ain't a little fatty no more. This man's Mr. Universe. And he's gained from this weight, 22 above your head, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. I'm tapping out at 30. But he's gone on. And man, then he's moving to, you know, the swings when you doing the ropes. He's moving to this. He's moving to that. And we finished with the bench. Now the bench is my area. So I'm like, you see you? They call it long run, short catch. You go away with all of that. But let's get under this cradle. And under the cradle now I had him. And you like when someone's quite strong with something, they're very smooth at what they were doing. And he's very like smooth. Like he's like, keep the tension, Hakeem, keep the tension. Like, yeah, keep the tension. I'll tension you if you don't stop talking. So you have to get back when you're under the cradle and tell him, brother, keep the tension. Keep the tension. Don't let it hit your chest. Keep the tension. Yes? But he's a master now. And what was is no longer.
Yes.
And where he needed a trainer every day, now he is the trainer. Now people want to follow him. Like, can I just shadow? Because I was very humble. I said, I need to come and shadow you, brother, because your results are impeccable. So we can look to see what others have achieved, but we must know that we can do the same, because it's not rocket science what people are doing for themselves. Yes? So not only must we get our mouths out of these kitchens, we must get our whole heads out of these religious institutions, and we must remove our money out of their banks.
Totally agree.
Yes? That's the big part. Because we have money in a bank that's being used by someone else, where we gave them paper, they gave us back numbers on a screen. That original money is gone. You can't go back and get the same money you put in there. And if you try to get it out in a large quantity, they got questions for you.
That's right. That's right.
The man asked me the other day, what do you want with this money? I said, I was going to go and buy some weed to smoke.
Come on. Come on.
You following me? Is that good enough for you? I want to go and buy drugs with my money. Is that all right? Think about what I just said. There was I don't even have to say it's young people in here. But anyway, let me move on. So
We get you.
it's like there was a man, this lady to report, she went through the line of these guys and girls who were buying tickets for the lottery. And she was asking, what are you going to do with the money? And when he told her what he was going to do with the money, she said, that's not for TV. Because he was a freak. And the only thing he wants when he gets the money is he's going to Las Vegas. And to live there for the rest of his life. So he doesn't want the money to change the world. He just wants the money for perpetual pleasure. In all forms. Drink, drugs, you name it. That's what I'm going to do with the money if I win. The lady was like, my God. Because it was live TV. Right? I'm like, what do you expect from a man who's looking for a fortune in a line to buy a ticket? Like, what level of wisdom do you expect out of that line? A line of luck. a line of 1 in 20 odd million.
Yeah.
You're not that 1 in 20 odd million.
No, sir.
Particularly if you're in the line in Chicago. No one don't win lottery in Chicago. They don't win lottery in certain places. You following me? It's got to be where they know it's going to Caucasian people. Milwaukee or somewhere. You understand? Like, Connecticut, Colorado. That's where the winner will be announced. So anyway, just to close. When you look at buying land, when you buy enough of it, they call that land banking. Yes? I've gone too far. Land banking, yes? And if land is going up in price, then it's better you have your money in the bank of land than the bank of Halifax. You're following me? The bank of one of these institutions that don't mean us any good. Look at the bird wants to get the check procedure. He was trying to come in here. He wants to come and hang out with us. Praise be to Allah. So dependency doesn't just lead to weakness. It is weakness. It's weakness just manifested. When dependency is total. Think about it. And if you look at the degrees of our dependency on others, it's up there. Do you know that? It's up there. If you look at the clothes we have on today, how much of it did we design? Did we manufacture? No. The sisters, some of them, they're the freest ones in this room, attire-wise. But my shoes, my socks, my underwear, my tie, everything comes from Italy. Yeah? Wow. And how do Italians regard me? They prefer to see themselves in the suits they make. You with me? Because if you rock it too well, they'll change the cut and make sure you don't fit in it. And they do, yes. They'll make it for their body type and leave you out there having to always be pulling up your pants because they don't sit on your hips. Yeah? So again, independence begins with the soil under our feet. That shouldn't be rocket science, should it?
No. No, sir.
Let's have a little deeper dive real quick whilst we've got 10 minutes on dependency. Because that's the ugly word of the day. Yeah? Dependency. Dependency. Dependency is reliance, the need for, seeking support from, leaning on, clinging to. Yes? Dependency. Dependency, as we've already discussed, leads to helplessness. Think about it. Helpless. It's two ugly words just lumped together, right? Yeah, so what have I got here? Defenselessness. Dependency, defenselessness. So you can't protect yourself. You can't secure yourself if you're dependent. You don't have no line of defense. So that makes you vulnerable, subservient, subordinate, and inferior. Yeah? That's an ugly state to be in, isn't it? It's an ugly state to be in. Now, we can talk about the high sciences in the scriptures and all of that, but if you miss this, you can go home and you can quote scripture until the cows never come home because you ain't got no land. So the cows don't come home. You following me? The cows don't come home. What we need is independence, self-government. And Allah came to us to give us independence. So when you're with the Savior, if you will, he has to offer you independence through self-governance. Yeah?
Yeah.
Self-ruling.
Yeah.
Self-legislation. That means we start to create new laws that benefit us. Yeah? Because the enemy's legislating every day against us.
That's right.
Look at self-determination. Self-determination, sovereignty, autonomy, non-alignment with that which doesn't serve us, freedom and liberty. So just to close, how can we get started today? We must learn to unify and cooperate with each other. Unify and cooperate. Yes? Unification leads, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan has taught us, to the building of corporations. Yes? Our unity, the minister has taught us, is more powerful than an atomic bomb. So when we act together, we multiply our power and resources. And it doesn't mean everybody will have the same amount, but it must mean everybody must have a share in a piece of land that we can pick a grape and say, this is ours. We can know Ramadan is coming, and we can, make sure that we have planted some date seeds. Because you notice how disconnected we are from the seed. When we eat the date, very seldomly do we look at the seed and say, this is an entire tree. That thing goes in the bin so quickly. No matter how sweet, how beautiful the date is, we don't say to ourselves, man, this is the seed of a crop of very good quality dates. So let me harvest these seeds. Let me learn how to plant such a seed and cultivate such a seed so that next year, henceforth, we can have another crop of these dates that are just as juicy. We throw the seeds away. Yes? But when we own land, we will start to value seeds. You with me? Seeds. And when we start valuing seeds that produce produce, then we might start valuing our own seed. Because once we know the process of planting seeds in the physical earth, then we will choose the right woman as men to plant our seed in, who will give us back a ripe crop. Do you understand? That we can cultivate and reproduce ourselves. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the woman is man's field to prove no, not to work out in. To produce. You should surround him and just beat him up. Everybody all right? So to cultivate, to be able to produce a crop from a field, you have to nurture that which the field is giving back to you. If you abandon the field after planting the seed, then you can't expect the weeds not to overrun the land. And when you look at the state of our children are so mixed up with other people that we can't even recognize our children. Do you understand? They're like roses in a wild field being stifled by by weeds, thorny weeds. So if we don't start taking charge, we ain't going to have a crop that we can call our own. Because when you say, oh, the woman is too this, the woman is too that, she may well be. But that might be because she's spending too much time amongst the weeds. So not only is the weeds taking over our babies, it's taking over the mind of the woman. You're not hearing me again. You know, it reaches a point where if you go out a road and you say you're looking for a woman, bring back something to me and let me see what you found. Because there is a massive drought out there. You're going out there and you're looking for a man. Show us, just show us. Don't hide him. Show us what you found. Make sure. Anyway. It's you know the reason why people jump into sex real quick nowadays. It's because they would not have intercourse if they knew that person's history. So the job is, you're attractive, I'm attractive, let's just do this. Because if we say, now let's talk for a day about our histories, where we've been, where we're coming from. If you hear that story, if you hear that story, you're splitting the check as a brother. Like responsibility, I pay the bill, not on that day. You would split the bill or pay it quickly to get the hell up out of there. Everybody all right? There will be no I'm dropping you off. Can I get you an Uber? Everybody all right? Apart from the needle in the haystack. But where are you finding the needle in the haystack? The needle is in the haystack. I just said where the needle was. But it's difficult. It's difficult to find. Are you with me? Because when you find a needle in the haystack, regardless of what the history has been, the history now has been put in proper context. And there is a dam between the past and the present. Future tense. The dam where all of that negative history is being pushed back is the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad given to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It's a purifying message that puts the complete history in proper perspective. So that we now know, prior to hearing the word, why we went through what we went through. Do you understand? But when you continue to go through, which is no longer necessary for you to experience of the truth, then you're messing up your future. Because the past was designed to empower us. Do you understand? And you mustn't waste your time looking for a job after empowerment comes. You look for freedom, justice, equality. You look for a place in God's house where you can dedicate your gifts and your talents. What do you mean by that, Brother Hakeem? I'll tell you exactly what I mean by it. The God has come to build a new nation. And he started that process with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was looking for a man through whom he could give birth to an entire nation. So he asked us to copy and to follow his exemplar. So the man who he raised becomes what we know as an original man. The first of a new species. He's original. There's never been a black man that has been like the most honorable Elijah Muhammad among us as black people. Never. He's the first of a particular type. Okay? And because he's the first of a particular type, he has no argument, no deviation, or no distraction from the God who raised him. You and I have distractions, we have deviations, we have all manner of things going on. But he had none. Do you understand? He became and is a perfect vessel through which God Almighty could usher in a new world order. Perfect material. Perfect material. Now, what do you mean by that, Brother Hakeem? He gave us a course of study in order to enroll as students. And he gave us questions and he gave us answers. And he gave us what's known as actual facts. And just to close, the actual facts starts with a question concerning the earth, the planet. And we have to know our planet. So the mere fact that we have to learn that the total area of the land and water of the planet Earth is 196,940,000 square miles is a sign that he wants us to think planetary. Do you understand? Not borough, not state, not city, not continent, planetary. Because he's letting us know from the gate that he intends to shake up this entire planet and remove everybody who does not want to submit to his will. Like the day is over. Because the preacher in the church preached judgment to us as if that was a 24-hour period, a 1-week period. Where some trials go on for years. Depending upon the complexity of the trial and how many witnesses have to be called to testify will determine when the jury is sent out to deliberate. Now, this complex trial of the transatlantic slave trade and a 6,000 brutal year rule needed time for the judge, for the jury to hear all of the evidence. You and I represent one of the victims. We represent the family of one of the victims. Some of us have not answered the summons that was sent to us. When you hear the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, that is a spiritual summons being sent to you to stand on your feet, and take responsibility and represent your lineage, represent your bloodline. Some of you still sitting on your bottoms and scared to come to court. You know, sometimes there's some people, based upon who's being tried, they can intimidate the witness. And some of you are intimidated witnesses, where you're scared to come to court. You understand? For fear of reprisals from the perpetrator. And you say, well, you don't know if you're going to get a fair trial. Allow the process to run its course. And even though you may have heard some of the evidence in the public gallery, you may say it's clear that this person's already guilty. Why are we going on with this? Can't you see he's guilty? You want the judge to say, I've heard enough. I sentence you. No, it's a process. So even the judge has to be the most patient in the room. Do you understand?
Yes.
He has to be the most impartial in the room.
Come on.
He has to be the most just in the room.
Come on.
He has to be the most reserved in the room.
Come on.
Because he's reserving what he is, a judge. Reserving judgment.
That's right.
Everybody can't do that.
No.
And when Satan is on trial, don't get into God's business.
Sir.
Satan has been on trial since the coming of Master Father Muhammad. He's been on trial. But some of us are impatient.
With the process. Come on.
That's why the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he gave us not just a hint, he shared with us what the conclusion of the trial will be.
There you go.
Because the evidence is super compelling.
Overwhelming. Overwhelming.
And the penalty will be total loss of power globally. Just like you see Prince or Andrew being stripped of his title.
That's right.
That is a sign of the title of ruler, the title of leader, the title of prime minister, the title of whatever these rulers call themselves being taken. Because when the Mahdi comes, he comes to sit down all tyrants. So he's a title snatcher. You with me? You didn't hear me? He comes to take titles. That's why the Honorable Louis Farrakhan don't want none of us who serve to get too caught up in titles.
That's right. That's right.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And he helped us by putting before the main title, student. That's to help the mind that has a predisposition towards arrogance to moderate itself. Do you understand? And he goes in front of us and says, I am a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So who then is the master behind the master teacher? If you're coming to teach and the master teacher is saying that he maintains his position by constantly learning something new about the body of knowledge that was given to his teacher, then who are we to arrogate to ourselves that we know that which we really don't understand? See, knowing something and understanding it are two different elements altogether. Because understanding is changeable, it's transitory, it's not static. Understanding today will not necessarily be applied tomorrow. You got to deepen your understanding and detach yourself from that which you committed yourself to. And what you committed yourself to should have been a process as opposed to a level of success in our own eyes. Because sometimes we reach a certain level and we're so satisfied with it that when it comes time now to prepare for the next conquest, we're not ready to go. We're happy. We're satisfied. Sofa, remote, food. You're satisfied. Where those who are soldiers are always ready to put the remote down, to go and pack their bag because a new mission has come. And the enemy shows you these movies all the time. When he calls up certain of these agents, they live well. But they pack their bag and they're ready to give their life at any time. But we are not like that, unfortunately. But we got to get like that. Yeah? Don't rush the God. In Jamaica, they used to say about a rush the dread. But don't rush, Brigadier General said, don't rush the God. Because everybody, all right. Don't rush the God. Humble yourself. And when he says be patient, he doesn't mean sit around and do nothing and wait.
No.
Patience is to submit to the process
Make it clear.
that will bring you what you want in full measure. But But if you're not submitting to the process, you can never get the end result that you're looking for. Because it takes time to produce not just results, but to produce excellence. And the God who has come to raise us up is a God of excellence. So if he's a God of excellence, he's a God of science, mathematics, and technology. So unless we become spiritual scientists, spiritually technological, spiritually mathematic, we can't be with the God who is unseen today. And that's why how we handle life and death is good preparation for us. You following me? Because you thank God for your mother, for your father. And you don't just thank God for the rice and peas they used to call. God, every time there's a guy that has a big pot of food and everybody could eat. One of the things we're missing about, and I'm going to close on this, promise you. One of the things we're missing about your mother, my mother, those and some of your grandmothers, from that generation of people, it's one thing for you to say that they were very godly, very religious, they know the scriptures and blah, blah, blah. That's one thing. But why do you think they are so deeply embedded in the scripture? Why? What gave rise to a strong, unbreakable relationship with the Most High? The protecting friend. What gave rise to it? Come on. It was a wicked, racist, hateful environment that we were invited to, but not welcome when we arrived. Can you imagine the audacity of someone being bombed to nothing, and then them looking over in their colonies, and then seeing that we're strong, we're smart, we're intelligent, and then tricking us, saying, come over, offering us, as the Supreme Wisdom says, more gold for our labor. But when we got on the boat, he took down the flag of the sun, moon, and stars and put up the flag of the skull and bones. It's not an accident that we came on another boat, Windrush. Not an accident. It's not an accident. And it was a Labour government, I do believe from my study, that done the colonies and went around the colonies and putting up boards and, you know, giving presentations, come over to England. And then when we got here, they didn't even have nowhere for us to live. See, Caucasian people sometimes always do that. They go on like you ain't used to nothing good. Come on. You understand? They have a little luxury going on. They go on like it's your first time. You're like, excuse me? Like, and it's so interesting when you see the black man and woman, you know, they've always got generally a little piece of gold on. You know, it's like our poor people, before we got food and own our own house, we got some gold. We got gold before somewhere to live. There's something deeply embedded in our DNA that remind us we lived in palaces that was painted with gold leaf. Do you understand? Like gold is in our DNA. The best conductor of electricity is in our DNA. We just like it. There's an inclination towards it. And it's not superficial. Because when you wear your bracelet, you want everybody to see it. The chopperita. The chops. Everybody, right? Come on. There's something in it. You look, anyway. So just to close my point. We gave birth, or circumstances gave birth to a generation of women that produced children who endured the hardship without going into an insane asylum.
Say that again. Say that again.
Nowadays, women can't handle 1, 2 child. They're abandoning their babies. That's a different kind of woman than my mum, than your mum. Because there's more help for women and men today than there was when our parents arrived here in the 50s, in the 60s. Back in those days, there was no help.
None.
Our people slept down in the tube stations. They'd put beds down there. We had the money to rent property, and there was a sign on the door.
Tell us.
No blacks, no Irish, no dogs. You haven't seen a sign like that.
Not today.
You haven't met a sign like that. You've met an attitude like that. But you haven't met anybody who is bold enough to put that in writing and send it to you. Our parents, they endured that indignity and kept a smile on their face. And if they gave us a couple of licks couple times, that was a bit heavy. We understand it now. Because they were holding so much frustration, having to work for people who saw them as slaves. Not good. But they kept a smile. They came home. They cooked. They cleaned. They organized. I never wore the same underpants 2 days in a row in my life. And I certainly damn hell weren't going to meet no woman who can't wash and go to that. You understand? We never was hungry when we were young, apart from if you didn't want the liver. I didn't like liver. I couldn't eat that thing. Liver light. I just couldn't. I knew it was like not for me from when I was young. That the tough meat, liver. Like you're eating a liver. No, man. No. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. But it was cooked good.
Yes, sir.
The rest of the family lapped it up.
Yes, man.
But Hakeem was strange. He didn't want it. You understand?
Yes, man.
So when mama knows that you don't like it, but it's good for you. Anyway, that's debatable. So you had to hide and pretend you were chewing it because it was like leather anyway. So you can get away with 5 minutes worth of chew, and then you find a plant or something to spit it out. You with me? See how creative you get? Our parents had to work, and they put us in schools that were concentration camps.
That's right.
You following me? So whenever, just to close, whenever you honor that generation of woman, do not forget the mental and spiritual power that overrode everything else. That they didn't allow the circumstances of being less than 1% of the population at that time to impinge upon them so much that it crushed them. They did not get crushed. Stop moaning about what you don't have and get off your ass and go and get something. Stop moaning. You moan too much. You moan too much. And you put that moany self-pity in your children's character. Where now you got moany little children. Rather than them seeing you being a conqueror. Now you're sitting down with the teachers at your children's school and agreeing with the teachers against your own children. Back in my day, Teachers were given the authority to beat the children. In every school there was a cane. And that teacher had divine law almost. He had authority from government. Government. It was from the government. Call it what you like. But you could not charge him with abuse.
No, sir. No, sir.
I remember saw my little friend Alan Mattis, man. We were acting up, and the man said, kneel over. Not stand, kneel, That man came from a one-parent home, and his mum never touched him from the day he was born. And now the teacher gonna whip his ass with a size 11 slipper, Dunlop on top of it. That man gave that boy one lash. He fell flat on his face. Immediately started by, I looked at it and said to myself, this is not for me. Because my mom said to me, don't let none of them touch you. So I had to plead. I said, you got to talk to my mom. Mr. Legate, his name was. Said to her, I'll come back. Might have forgotten a scripture or two, but I can remember his name. But that was state-sponsored whooping. You with me? I had to remember my mom, because my mom was ready for any of them.
Come on.
But I just didn't want to get suspended. So I didn't want to call her. But back in those days, we had to survive. Are you following me? Nowadays, our young people don't have survival skills.
No, they don't.
They're scared. And we got to take the fear out of them and replace it with courage.
That's right.
Are you with me? Courage. Because every generation wants to make it easier for the next generation. But make it easy to get investment, but don't make life soft for them.
No.
Don't make them soft. No. And in making them tough is not just sending them to martial arts, but it's giving them problems to solve. Do you understand? And if they can solve problems, then they will be resilient. You understand? Resilient. So family, may Allah bless you. Apologize for going over, but it's just important that we start owning some land. Now, I take on a challenge for myself, because within the next November, this region here will own some land. I didn't say me as Brother Hakeem, the region. Because some of you like to do things for yourself. And then says the nation. Liar, it's you. It's the nation when the nation gets paid first. That's right. You following me? When the nation gets paid first, it's the nation's. And regardless to what you come and do, if you help it to be successful, then you will eat. But you can't eat before your nation. Everybody all right? Don't feel afraid that you can survive in any other country. Because it came back to me with the conversation I was having with a brother, where he wanted everything for us to consider everything to be good in place before you go somewhere else. Life ain't like that. You're going to always be met with challenges that your training is going to have to equip you to overcome. Always. Always. And remember, your parents went before you. Our parents came to this country where they didn't have another family member on the other side. So they came as pioneers. Are you with me?
Come on.
As pioneers. So you and I now, are we being called to be pioneers for our children? And stop expecting your children to suffer like how you suffered. Boy, you know, I had to struggle when I was a little boy, so you're going to have to struggle. No. Let them struggle in another way. Let them struggle to handle the enormous amount of influence you're going to put their way. You following me? But not have to work for a $5 an hour like you and I did. Not have to go and get a job in the greengrocers like we did. No, they don't need that. Let them start from where we have prepared, or what we have prepared. Let them take it over. If you have some property, put it under their management. You've been renting it for 20 years. Okay. If I've been renting the property for 20 years that I may have bought, then now give it to one of the children. No?
Yes, sir.
Some of you want to hold on and hog up the investments forever. Let the children have it. If you throw a partner every week, let the children have a hand. When it comes time for you to pay, ask them, this is for you. What do you want to do with it? And see what they say. If they answer wrong, next time, I'm keeping my money.
Come on.
I'm keeping my money. When they start talking about investments that you have taught them, then you can go and invest in their name. Do you understand? Try them with your money. Try them with your assets. Don't just leave it for the evil accident of time to come and then they're frozen in it. And that's why you always hear everybody's arguing over this, that, and the other when the person dies. I want to give away everything I got before I'm gone.
Come on.
There ain't even no need for no will, because I ain't got nothing. Do you understand? It's yours already. It's yours. I just need to live here until my time expires. You following me?
Yes, sir.
They're like a tyrant. I've acquired all of this, and I'm gonna carve it up for them. The first time you're gonna know it's there is when I'm dead. What is the value of that? No, man, give it to them now. Thank you. Yes, may Allah bless us. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Praise be to Allah. So I hope you got something out of what we said today. And if you got something out of it, then I pray that we also offered you the method by which you can implement that which you agree with. Okay? Because unless we come together as a people, as we see our beloved Jamaica being battered and bruised, and our beautiful people be displaced, you know, we have a duty now to help them.
That's right.
And the British government showing their contempt for black people by offering 2 million quid. You and I collectively can do better than that, can't we?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to raise 2 million quid today. But we can do better. And that's why Mbappe put them all to shame by donating 20 million as one individual. And I tell you, England and others are going to be surprised how much Jamaica is loved globally. They're going to be surprised. Because what that little island has contributed to the growth of us as black people is immeasurable. Immeasurable. Some of the most famous of black people have come out of that country. The seed of the Messiah came out of that country. Huh? You're going to see just how loved that island is by black and white. That's a beloved place. But it cannot be rebuilt with filthy music from concerts. You following me? We can't have singers in the name of raising funds having concerts where they're just speaking immoral garbage. You following me? Because Jamaica cannot be seen as this hedonistic place where people go to get their rocks off. That can't work. Because if you rebuild with money like that, it's going to have to come down again. Because we're just in that time where everybody now has to qualify to stay on God's planet. Because he's got plenty of room in the earth. Do you understand? Plenty. So let us not tempt fate. Let's not anger the God even more. Let us rebuild better. And these are beautiful times for government to show their love for the people. Because you can't be prime minister, you can't be minister of this, that, and the other if your love for the people is not more important than your personal comfort.
That's right.
This is the time you find a way to get to the people who are suffering. You find a way. This is the time. You call China, send us some drones. We got water to drop. All the other Caribbean countries, CARICOM. This is when you come together and stop begging little nasty England. You don't beg people in a time of trouble. You ask, but you don't beg. These people owe us everything they have. And whilst we're asking them, the streets are littered with people dressing up as devils and goblins and whatnot, knocking your door saying trick or treat. That's the language of this society, one of demonism, where when you drive the streets, you see all these young schoolgirls dressing up in suspenders and all kind of stuff. Did you not see? Friday night? It was like the schools just justifying young people just engaging in hedonistic madness. You know how many males I saw dressed in dresses? And I'm just driving up the road and coming back. It was a mess. But all of this kind of behavior is coming to an end, unfortunately, because you saw the wind and the rain that came down Friday night. You saw the wind and the rain. You know, back in the day, people used to say God ain't sleeping. Now you know he ain't. Before you couldn't prove that. But now you know he ain't. Because when God's man, as he has done, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan has stopped speaking, God is now speaking with destruction. Yes? So let us pray for the vulnerable and pray for those who have got caught unawares. You know, let us try and do something. We want to try and send a barrel with some dry food. You know, want to put it together this week. It can't be no long thing. If you got some money, because the country has suspended the shipping issues on the other end. And if we can get a barrel out to some of these areas, then let us do it. Let's send a little something. Because what we send forth, if we find ourselves in that predicament, then we're going to have to rely on the good that we have done. Do you understand? But if we haven't done any good, then we might suffer just like the ones we see hollering for help and assistance. We don't want to be in that condition and predicament. Because those in the Caribbean and Jamaica, they're actually looking to you and I. In England, in America, wherever we are, they know that our predicament is better than theirs. So they expect something. You might not can fix the whole problem, but go on record that we done something. Yes? Something. And if you say, well, you got your own family out there, okay, that's cool. Send something directly to yours, but also send something to the collective, because it is one family. All right? And we know if we send it to your family, they will share, right? Right? Because we're looking for people who will share what we send. Okay? Because we're in that time where half of your soup really belongs to your brother. Yes? Can't drink the whole bowl anymore. Have to share it. So with that said, thank you. As you can hear, I'm quite excited today. But we have some food in the back, and yeah, as you're eating it, because it's ironic that the fasting weekend came in our nation at the time when our people are suffering in the Caribbean. And this is designed to help us to reflect, you know, and practicing fasting is so invaluable. Because if you can't eat, you can't drink, you want to know you're not going to go stir crazy. Because your children are going to be looking to your strength. And you know, when there is a lack of anything, you and I have to be disciplined enough to ensure that the children eat first. Children, then the women. And men lose their lives if they try to go before the women and children. You do know that, right? So any greedy brother, no, we're not going to allow you to eat and drink before the women and children. Yes? Because again, if we had a farm, you would see how nature works. Nature preserves the queen.
That's right.
Do you understand? All other lives work to preserve the queen. And we can't put ourselves before the producers of the future. All right? Thank you, family.
Thank you, sir.
And sisters, you got to take your responsibility. And your responsibility is a great one. And if I had time, I would share with you, but I don't have no time. It ran out because I spoke for too long. But if I had time, I would share with you that as women, by 2050, women are unlikely to rule the global economy in a formal sense, but will likely control many of the key cash flows that keep nations stable. This presents this. So just to look at this real quickly. By the year 2030, you will control nearly 40% of the world's economy. I don't have time to let you go. But just think about where you're going to be within the next 2 generations. All the money's coming back to you. Because women are making now more money than us as brothers. You know that, right? And we're dying earlier and they're inheriting the money. So the word economics originally came from women organizing the money and distributing it. So we haven't distributed the money well, have we? So somebody else has got to take it. You ready for it, sisters?
Yes, sir.
They're not ready for it. So we're going to continue with the money. You ready for it, sisters?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you got to put your mind in a place where you're managing not just hundreds and thousands, but you're handling and distributing millions. All right? So with that said, turn to someone beside you and give them a little hug up before we pray. So you know, dear brothers and sisters, look, them gone now. I did say beside you, but anyway. Dear brothers and sisters, that was an opportunity for you to do a second check. So when you're hugging, you're supposed to be patting them down. Make sure they got no weapons, all right? So with that said, if you could assume a position of prayer you feel comfortable with, if you're visiting with us, Muslims, you know what to do. Attention prayer. In the most holy name of Allah, who is indeed the beneficent, the most merciful. All holy praises are due to thee, O Allah, the Lord of all the worlds, the beneficent, the most merciful. The sole master of this day of judgment and resurrection in which we have now entered. It is to thee alone, Allah, do we serve. To thee alone do we beseech for thine aid. O Allah, guide us on the straight path. The path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not the path of those upon whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor of those who go astray, especially after hearing and believing the clear teachings given to us by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and exemplified to us today by and through the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Ameen. Thank you. Go in peace. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Thank you.